and welcome to your maths lesson for Monday, the 21st of January. Okay, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be having a little bit of a break from our bus stop dividing, and we're going to be looking at something called correspondence, which is a lot more tricky. It sounds a lot more tricky than it is. But before that, we need to warm ourselves up. So I'm going to share, as always, my screen. And we're going to do a little bit of a warm up. So I would like you in a second to pause the video and have a go at partitioning these numbers in two different ways. Okay, so I would suggest for the first way that you partition is probably going to be into hundreds, tens and ones, because that's just a really easy way to do it. And then this one, you can partition it any way you like, as long as those numbers add up to the total at the top there. So pause the video now and have a go at that. Okay, so let me just flick my screen so that you can see some possible answers. Now, these aren't the answers, these are some possible answers. You may have different answers, and that's okay, as long as they, like I said before, as long as those three numbers add up to this number at the top. So the first one, 342. I've got 300 in this bubble, 40 in this one, and 2 in this one. I'll just put those together. That makes 342. And then on this one, I decided to do 200 and then 140 in that column and then 2 in that one. And that adds up to 342 as well. Here we've got 975 split up into the hundreds, tens, and ones. And then here, I decided to keep the 900 there, and then I partitioned the 75 into 50 and 25 there. Again, you may not have the same, doesn't matter, as long as you have partitioned up that number and the total is 975, that's fine. Down here, 720, 9, and I've got 700 here, 20 here, and 9 here, and then I did 500, and then 220 all at once, and then 9 on its own. Then at the bottom, same as all the others, I did the hundreds, tens, and ones first, so 600s, 80, and 1. And then I did here, I did 300 and 300 to cover the 600, and then I put the 81 together in the final bubble. So, like I say, you will almost certainly not have exactly the same as what I've got, but as long as yours add up, then that's okay. So now your brains are nice and warm and ready to go. Let's have a look at the main part. So, can I solve correspondence problems? So correspondence is when a group of objects relates to another group of objects. So that might still sound a bit confusing for you at the moment, but don't worry, I'll show you what I mean, and I think that you'll start to work out what I mean as we go along. So Daisy has 2 shape cards, so she's got a circle one and a triangle one, and 2 number cards, so she has a number 1 and a number 2. She chooses a shape card and a number card. List all the possible ways that she could do this. So she chooses 1 shape card, one of those, and 1 of the number cards. So when we're trying to think about all the possible ways that somebody could do something, it's good to work in a methodical way, in like a ordered way. So I'm going to start with the circle. So say she chose the circle, she could choose the circle with the number 1 card, or she could choose the circle with the number 2 card. And that's kind of all the combinations she could do, because she can't choose 2 shape cards together. She has to choose 1 shape and 1 number. So that's all of those. So I've done all the ones with the circle, so I'm going to leave that one then. And then we move on to the triangle. We say, okay, she could choose the triangle with the number 1 card, and she could choose the triangle again, but choose it with the number 2 card. And then that's all of the combinations, isn't it? Because she couldn't choose the circle and the triangle together, because she's not allowed 2 shape cards. She has to have 1 shape and 1 number. And so therefore, the same reason she couldn't choose 2 number cards, because she has to have 1 of each. So that is all of the combinations, okay? So if she has to choose 1 shape and 1 number, there are 4 possible combinations, 4 possible ways of doing that, okay? So let's have a little look at this one. Andrew has 2 drinks and 3 foods. So he's got his 2 drinks are his Coke and his juice, and then he's got his pizza, a sandwich, and a hamburger. So complete the table to show how many different snacks he can eat. So the first thing I thought was, well, he's only got 2 drinks, so I'm going to do all of the different foods with the juice and then all of the different foods with the Coke afterwards, and that way I should make sure that I've got all of my combinations. So I've started putting them in here. So I've got the pizza with the juice and the sandwich with the juice and the burger with the juice. Okay, and then I can do those again. That's going to be a bit big. So I'm going to go through my food types again, but this time I've got my pizza and I've got my sandwich and I've got my burger there. So I'll just put all them in one go because it's easier to type that way. So I've got my pizza, my sandwich, and my hamburger, and they are going to be with Coke each time. So I've got my pizza with my Coke, and then my sandwich with my Coke, and then my hamburger with my Coke. None of them are mine, actually. They all belong to Andrew because it's Andrew eating it. I would really like some pizza now. That would be nice. Right, so I've gone through my options. I've got my 2 different drink options. I've got my juice with all 3 of the foods, pizza, sandwich, hamburger, and then I've got my Coke with all 3 food options as well. So I know that in total there are 6 different ways, different combinations that I could choose for my snacks and drinks. So then what we need to do is we need to try and kind of write a rule, if you like, a general rule about what we've found out. So we could say that the number of foods times the number of drinks equals the total number of combinations, because I was looking at it and I thought, oh, do you know what? There are 2 drinks and there are 3 foods, and 2 times 3 is 6, and that's my total combination. And then if you look back on the one we've already looked at here, there were 4 combinations, weren't there? And I could choose, there were 2 shape cards and 2 number cards, and 2 times 2 is 4. So that was a really big help. So the next thing we're going to do is going to have a look at this one, and you're going to have a go. This is a you do one now, bearing in mind what I've just said. So Jack's got 2 piles of coins. He chooses 1 coin from each pile. So he's going to choose a coin from either a £1 coin or a £2 coin from pile A, and then he's got to choose one coin from pile B. Okay, what are all the possible combinations of coins Jack can choose? What are all the possible totals he can make? So the first thing I think you need to think about is, can you work out, just from looking at those 2 hoops with coins in, can you work out how many possibilities you think there might be? Okay, thinking back on this one where we said that there were 2 drinks and 3 foods, and 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so having a look here, we've got 2 coins here and we've got 4 coins here. So you might be able to work out how many combinations you need right at the beginning. Don't worry about the totals yet. The first thing you should do is write all the different combinations. So if I were you, I'd take that £1 coin, which we've done here, I've started you off, and I've done the £1 coin with the 50p. Then do the £1 coin with the 10p. Then do the £1 coin with the 20p and the £1 coin with the 5p, and do all of the £1 coin options, and then take your £2 coin and do all of the options again. Okay, so do all of those first, and then add up the total. Okay, so pause here and have a little go. See if you can guess before you start how many you might be able to do, and then we'll come back together in a second. Okay. So let's have a little look together. I've typed them in already, so you don't have to watch me sit there and watch me type them all. So just as I suggested you did, I did £1 with 50p, £1 with 20p, £1 with 10p, £1 with 5p, and then I started on my £2 coin because I'd done that. That was all the options, all the different combinations I could do with the £1 coin. So now I've picked in the £2 coin, and I'm doing the £2 with 50p, the £2 with 20p, the £2 with 10p, and the £2 with 5p. And that's, as I said earlier, a really methodical way of working through, a really sensible, straightforward way. And can you see I did pile B in the same order too? I started with the biggest coin and went down to the smallest, and the same there, started with the biggest, went down to the smallest. And it just means that I don't miss any any out, and I'm quite confident that I've not missed any out. So you might have noticed at the start there were 2 coins here and 4 coins here. And if we go back again to this page where we said when there were 2 drinks and 3 foods, we said that the number of food times the number of drinks was going to be the total combination. Let's see if this rule worked here. So the number of the first option, so there's 2 in the first option, times the number in the second option, so 2 times 4 is 8. And when we did our answers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible combinations. So that has worked. So my little rule that I've got down the bottom here is still working for me at the moment. This isn't the rule in every puzzle we ever have, by the way. But this is a rule that works in these kind of instances. So the number of the first option, which is 2, times the number of the second option, which is 4, equals the total number of combinations, which is 8. I mean, that's correct. So, and then we've got what are all the possible totals that he can make, and all the possible totals that he can make are down the side. Okay, so I've just added up £1 and £1.50. Like that's worked out for me all the possible combinations, the amounts of money that I can make. Okay, so we're on to your bit already today because it's kind of a bit of a go off and have a play lesson. Let me just talk you through them so that you hopefully don't get confused. I've got a little steps to success up here for you. So option 1 times option 2 equals the total combinations. Sometimes there are 3 options though, and then it would, like in gold task, so it might be option 1 times option 2 times option 3 is all the combinations. And then use a table to show the different combinations. So you can see on all of our earlier ones, not that early, I drew a table here to work out my answers, and I drew another table here to work out my answers, and I drew another table there to work out my answers. Okay, it's really helpful to draw a table, otherwise you just end up with loads of random combinations written all over the place, and you won't notice as easily if you've written the same one twice, because that's something really common that people do. So if you work out your combinations and you have more than you think you should have, maybe have a little check and make sure you haven't done any twice. So the first one, an ice cream van, has 4 flavours of ice cream and 2 choices of toppings. Yummy. Could do with some warmer weather to talk about ice cream, couldn't we? So the ice cream flavours are vanilla, chocolate, strawberry and banana, and the toppings are sauce, or you can have a flake. So you need to think about how many different combinations of ice cream and topping can be made, and then you need to complete the multiplication to represent the combinations. Okay, so there are 4 ice cream flavours and 2 toppings. So if we're following this option, it should be 4 times 2 will give you the total amount, the total number of combinations that you can have. So write them all out. So you'd write vanilla with the sauce and with the flake, chocolate with the sauce and with the flake, and so on and so on. And then see if you can work out how many combinations there are and what little rule you are going to do. Okay, so it might be, well, I'm not going to tell you actually, because otherwise that's just telling you all the answers. Don't be too kind. Okay, and then the second part of silver, Ella has 2 shape cards and 3 number cards. This is almost exactly the same as the one we did earlier on, except there are 3 number cards at the end. So again, I draw yourself a little table, and then you're going to have the heart with number 1, the heart with number 2, the heart with number 3, and then the pentagon with number 1, pentagon with 2, and pentagon with 3, like that. There's 2 shape cards times the 3 number cards, so that should give you a big clue as to how many combinations you should be able to find. Then for gold, here are the meal choices in the school canteen. Ooh, what have we got in the school canteen? It'd be nice to just go to the school canteen, wouldn't it, at the moment? We've got starters. We can have soup or garlic bread. Yum. And then we've got main courses are pasta, chicken, beef salad, or beef and salad. And then dessert is cake, ice cream or fruit salad. So we've got 2 starters. So this is this one up here, isn't it? We've got 2 starters times 4 main courses times 3 puddings. So that would be 2 times 4 times 3. And we know how to multiply 3 numbers together because we did that the other week. So there's some questions at the bottom that are to do with the combination. So the first thing I would do is to work out your formula. So do your 2 times 4 times 3 and then write all the different options that you're going to have and then see if you can answer these questions. Okay. And I'm going to need to move that. I think that's my face, actually, I'm moving. It's not my face when I'm recording it, but I'm pretty sure it's my face. So I'll move my face out of the way, because that's not going to help you to read, is it? So have a go at those, and then when you've done that, if you feel that you want to have a little look at Platinum, then of course hang on for a second and I'll move the page on. But for everybody else, then that'll be the end of your lesson today. Okay, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday, and we will have made it through another week. So well done you. Okay, so off you go. Pause here and have a go at those. Okay, and then the rest of you obviously wanted to have a little look at this as well. Before you do this, you do need to have a go at gold first. Don't ever just do platinum, because platinum is the mastery one, and we really need to make sure that we've got our fluency going with our gold first. But let's have a look at platinum. Alex has 6 t-shirts and 4 pairs of shorts. Dexter has 12 t-shirts and 2 pairs of shorts. Who has the most combinations of t-shirts and shorts? Explain your answer. So exactly as before, you can use the numbers to show you how many combinations you think there are likely to be. And then when it comes to explaining your answer and proving your answer, you might have to draw me a table out to sort of show how you came to your conclusions. Okay, so well done if you have a go at platinum as well, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.